Alright, guys, we're back. It's round 2. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun, whether we like it or not. We're gonna have some fun. That's how much fun we're gonna have. Whether we like it or not, we will be having fun. So, as you can see, I'm covering my canvas with our Bob Ross liquid white. It is the base coat, the secret ingredient for all of the paints to move and slide and blend. And you have to have this white paint all over the canvas in order for it to work, okay? That's gonna be our #1 thing. If we don't have this white stuff all over the canvas, then it's just not gonna work for us. Then do you want me to show you how to check it and how to see which is which and see if you got enough? Let's touch it all over the place, and we should have just about the same. I can never get my thumb to turn around that far. There we go. Force it over there. Just about the same amount of paint everywhere across our entire canvas, okay? That is going to ensure that our colors move and slide and blend all over. It's gonna be fantastic. Let's get a little bit of our ultramarine blue from way up there, drop it down here. Right there, there we go. It's gonna be gorgeous. Let's come up here like this, pow. Where do you want it to be? With a little bit over there, who knows? Maybe throw some in here. Why not? Just letting it blast onto the canvas, right? Leaving a little area. We'll go back and we'll blend it out later. We don't have to do too much to it right now. Just like that, seriously. The more you put on there, the more difficult it's going to be to do anything on top of it. So just remember that. You don't need to have too much paint on the canvas. You don't need to have it all over the place. You just gotta get it on there and understand that it's a starting point for this paint, right? As soon as we start brushing it, it's gonna move, right? Look, it's already moved. So we have to go clean our brush off before we go back up in there, right? Let's get a little touch of our midnight black. Ooh, actually this is the ivory black from the Gamblin 1980 set. We're just so used to saying midnight black that we put it up there, right? Little ivory black. It stays very dark now, so be careful with this ivory black, okay? We're gonna mix it down and mix it down and mix it down until it's very light on the horizon. All the while it's mixing in with this wet white paint that's underneath, okay? So now we've gotta go wash our brush off before we go back up and start our blending to help us ensure that we don't keep adding paint to this canvas, right? If we keep adding paint to the canvas, then it's just gonna keep getting darker and darker and harder to do anything with. Remember, I've got more than just this one canvas over there on my site. You can go find tons of original paintings. Canvas prints, posters, puzzles, all sorts of stuff. If you head over to PaintWithJosh.com. By the way, hi, I'm Paint with Josh. Nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in and being here with me today while we go through and show you how to paint a really cool little seascape. We're gonna come out here into our lighter color of our sky, right? Getting that white paint back onto our brush. You can even start down here if you wanted to. Grab some of your white paint on the brush, pop it up here, bang. Right? That liquid white is instantly going to start our colors blending and moving and sliding. We've already demonstrated it as we've put our colors onto the canvas, right? So how far does our darkness come over? How much do we mix it in? Maybe it needs to be a little bit more bluey as we get down here, right? So what do? We can go add some more blue right there until we decide that it's nice enough, right? That's all we're trying to do. Crisscrossing back and forth, just like this. Can you imagine how long it would take to do a painting if we were going so slow like that, right? The more you mix it again, the more all the same it becomes. So you've got to decide, do you want to have like a big old storm cloud out there? You can pop in this real dark area and again, let it mix down, fading away from the darkness down into something that's much lighter colored, okay? Perfect, that's all you really need out there, honestly. If we mix it too much and it goes away, then we're just gonna have to keep doing it again and again and again. So, let's get out there. Let's take one of our old nasty fan brushes, okay? You guys check in, tell me where you're watching from around the world. Thanks for being here, Ari, you're awesome. Tell me where you're watching from around the world, you guys. I've got to get all this pink. Actually, you know what? Dude, that's cool. Ooh. You ever seen pink in the clouds? Because I have. I was looking at it the other day. Let's see what this looks like. We got a little touch of our crimson into all that white. I'm trying to get as much of it on my brush as physically possible. Just the littlest twingest of pink in there, okay? What we're gonna do is come up along the top edge. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that is pretty. That little pinkish hue to the top parts of those clouds. Again, all we're trying to do is get it off, almost making figure eights of the brush. Just remove it from the brush, stick it onto the canvas. That's why we try to scoop up so much so we can attach it onto the canvas. Now we're gonna come up here with a 1-inch brush, hog hair bristles. This is the Bob Ross version. We also have a Paint with Josh version. All right, we're gonna mix that guy and mix it and mix it and mix it. And we're gonna push harder along the what? Do we push harder along the top or do we push harder along the bottom? What do you think? Just in your own opinion, what do you think? Man, that's cool. Andrew, we're gonna be painting a cool little seascape today. Just gotta hang out, see how it turns out, right? My paintings only take like 30, 40 minutes, and we've already been going for about 6 minutes. So there's not much time left. And then we'll really be able to see what this little guy looks like. Look at that dark undershadowing back there. Very, very gorgeous, my friends. Now I'm gonna decide where I want my ocean to live. Right? How far away do I want my ocean? Do I want it real far away? Let's get a little bit of our black, kind of pulling it down. Just like one bristle up into the pile and then pull it down and then load from there, right? Same thing with our blue. This is the Prussian blue now. Very dark bluey color. We don't want to have too much white paint on the brush. And now we've got to do just about the hardest thing you can possibly do in art, and that is make a straight line. Just right along the back, just like that. Right? The more of this deep blackish blue that we can put in there, and then flatten off to where you have this little flat horizon along the back, right? Then you've already automatically got some ocean back here that you can play around with, right? You can push on and stretch and get straight, because again, hardest thing you can possibly do. We keep getting higher and higher and higher, right? Trying to make it straighter. There, gorgeous. Man, look at that dark blue patch back there. That is sweet. Man, we're gonna have some sand right up here. You guys don't even worry about that, okay? Now, let's take just a little touch, because it always looks so pretty when we add this color, our phthalo green. Oh, you can see there's some skin on the top. Hang on. Here it comes. There it is. See it burst out right there? So a little of our phthalo green on the brush, right on top of the other two colors. Doesn't matter. We're only gonna come right out there just the littlest bit. Right, the bigger this phthalo green area you have, the more chance that your ocean's gonna get closer. If we wanted to keep it further away and have our waves crashing out here versus down here, then we need to keep it up there, right? Now, last part, let's come in with our two brown colors, even right on the brush. The darker brown, which is our Van Dyke brown, the lighter brown, which is our dark Sienna brown. Pull them down here. We start dumping them in, depositing, right? We don't want the color to really touch. That'll be too much. Kind of leaving it just like we would if there was a big old cloud in our sky and we leave a bright area like that. Because if we have too much paint on the brush or too much on the canvas, our whole sand is going to be just too dark, right? And we all know it's mixing in with that liquid white paint that's on the canvas to start with, right? This untouched area is still wet. Everything on the canvas is wet, you guys. That way, all these paints can slide around. Now that we've dabbed our brush off on a paper towel and it's not so dark anymore, right, we can start to drag these two colors together so many times that we remove all of the streaks. Right? If you can't get rid of the streaks, you can go up and down. Right? Just don't go too far. And now you can start to take it up into that phthalo green area. Right? We don't want it to be a straight line. We want it to be kind of blended up in there, and we don't need that green area to be very big at all. So you push it, you push it, you push it. Oh, that's going to be some sweet sandy color right there. Yeah, hello! Yeah, guys, way to celebrate. Get out of here. I don't remember what that sounds like. Oh, it's not this one, but it might be the one from earlier today. Oh, man. Honeybees, are you here right now? Did you just grab that painting from earlier today? Because that one is fantastic. So, again, we did sell a painting. Hey, baby. But it wasn't this one. This one's still available. So now, let's get up here. Let's start mixing it back and forth, okay? And now we've got our sort of like base colors on the bottom of our canvas in order to now have some color under there, right? That's all we need, a little bit of color on the bottom. Now we can add all of our details floating on top of all of these colors. Okay, so way off back here in our nighttime, in our background anyway, I almost said our nighttime sky. We're not doing a black canvas, Josh. You get a bristle stuck to your painting and you just can't get it out. You know how easy it is to get out when you use another brush bristle to have it come out so easily. It's just fun. Okay, let's get out here. We're gonna take a little of our titanium white and pull it down, pull it down, pull it down, just like that, nice and flat. Basically wiping off the palette tool. Put it on the outside of our pile and cut it across. See that removal of paint right there? Now you have that, which was zip right there. Cut it across again. How big do you want it? Keep cutting it. You'll make it bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? So out here, let's just decide. Who knows? Let's start over here. Just below our horizon, about 1/4 inch. And just start keeping that blade horizontal, right? And just start skirting back and forth, getting little lower each time. So we start up a little higher. We ended at the smallest bit lower. You can just barely see it, right? So if we wanted to continue this little wave line on, we need to get higher and higher and higher and higher. So you again have that downward flow, okay? Now, over on this side, if we dip down again, we can get lower and lower and lower. We can take any amount of this other paint that's already there. We don't have to add anything new, right? And we can drag off little bits of brightness from that to create the effect of water. All of these little white areas in the front are our white caps or our crashing waves or whatever they are out there, right? Now, again, we've gone through and we've rubbed off all the white paint that was there, and now it's got that blue color on it. So let's wipe our blade off, come back in, right through it again. So we've got that little roll. Cut it. How many times you want to do it is up to you, right? Now let's just say off of this one, right? Just on this side anyway. Let's go very, very, very light-handed. Smallest amount of paint, very light. Bang, right? We're rolling down and we're kind of casting that watery wave just at this small downward angle to where it's flowing down to the bottom left corner of our canvas, okay? If we were just to pull it straight down like a waterfall, we would not get the same effect. Right? So now maybe we start turning it up there. Now it's not so wild. You got one big rolling crasher right out there in the front. Everything else is pretty much either already crashed or is about to crash later on. Right? Don't want to have too many little details further off in the distance. I'm telling you, I've done it too many times, done too many little things. Let's roll this guy down too. Sometimes they break midway, right? So you got two different little areas that are crashing and rolling over, and they're going to meet in the middle, right? Over there. Now, let's just say again, we're going to leave a little small area underneath, just big enough for our brush, maybe your pinky-sized, right? Pinky-sized area underneath that guy where our water is going to come down and smash upon the earth. Down over there, down over there, down over there. Now we know that we don't need to make these things touch. There has to be some space in between because our water is rolling and dumping itself. So we're gonna use that liquid white paint, which is very wet and very runny in comparison to the titanium white paint. We're just gonna come out here just with the corner, holding it flat like a plate so none of my little things come off. Little bits. Right? The more we splash up into this guy, the more like water it's gonna look. Okay? And then we're gonna go back and brush it out too. It's not gonna look just like this by the time that we get done. So don't worry. Don't you worry. Don't need to make that area too big though. If you make it too big, it's going to want to grow too far. All right, you can come over here like that. Now you got these waves that are literally about to roll over, smash upon the ground, especially when we get up here like this. Just mix it up just a little bit. Right? A little bit down here. We're gonna come back and we're gonna do it a second time anyway. So it never matters what the first one looks like because we always come back for a round two. Come back in here, a little bit more of our liquid white, a little bit more of our titanium white. We're running out of titanium white, that's what it is. Right there, bang, couple little pieces, right? Nothing has to, and if you don't like that kind of raise up in the wave like that, I kind of like it. But if you didn't like it, you could just cover straight over it and make this whole thing a splash. No one would ever even be the wiser. No one would have ever even seen it. Again, very light, even lighter than before. Fabulous, right? Remember, we're never gonna see all of this stuff happening out there, you guys. Never, ever, ever. Now, let's come back up here. Let's cut it back, right? Shrinking it back, shrinking it back, shrinking it back. You can even take out sections of the water back there. You can do whatever you wanna do. Now on this one, we're gonna have to do a little rolly action as he slides up there. Starts getting flatter and flatter. Maybe our wave starts coming down over here. And all it is just kind of dragging them together. Right? We're in control about what it looks like. Maybe it breaks off over here and there's a whole nother section in the front best part about the ocean. Nothing has to connect out there, right? Couple little bits, couple little things, little here, little there, and all of a sudden we got ourselves a wicked looking little seascape, you guys. Isn't that cool? Right up in here, oh, very high, harsh, just extreme rotation in there. Out towards the edge, much flatter on our rotation. Right? Now, isn't that just the coolest, quickest little wave you ever did seen? I told you my paintings don't take very long. We don't take long. Look at that, dude. Oh, I like it. I like it. Maybe we'll come back in and splash in some more sprays and stuff. A couple more little bright areas. There it is. Oh, it's cool. Okay, now let's decide. What are we going to have our shining sandy beach look like? We're going to need a little bit more of our liquid white and some of our titanium white. Can't skimp on it. You got to mix them together. I always say that. Don't I always say that? Like, Josh, don't try to force it and try to do it without what the actual stuff. Get it out. We only need a little bit, especially when we're doing these ocean scenes. You don't need a whole lot of our titanium white now, do we? So we'll get into our titanium white right there. Smallest pile in comparison to this. It's usually about a 90-10 mix is what I like to do anyway. Right now it's a very wet, runny paint. But it's got a little bit of body because of that titanium white. So again, we're going to cut right through it, creating our little guy right here. And just underneath, I'm talking about just underneath, leave a small little gap, right? Cut through it again, just like that. The smallest little gap you can possibly leave, right out there. We don't even need to go to the edge, but let's go to the edge just in case, because we don't always have to put bushes along the sides of these things, you know what I mean? Now, I always say, this is one of my most viral videos. Every time we do this technique, one of them's got 23.8 million views. It's the top pin video on my TikTok feed. Go over there and check it out. Just go watch that video. Just to be part of the 23 million other people that have watched it. It's insane. Literal insanity how many people have seen that video. Blows my mind. Never once in my life did I think I was going to get 23 million views on a video of me just making some sand on a black canvas. It was crazy. But the internet is a wild thing, isn't it? Now, does that not, this is how I made that viral video, and I'm going to start asking you again. I want you to answer me. So, does this look like sand, yes or no? Just answer me yes or no. If not, tell me what you think it looks like. What do you think it looks like? You tell me out there in the night. All right, I'm going to come up here like this. Actually, let's get a clean brush. Get a clean, dry brush. Come over with the Paint with Josh brush like that. Very soft, very lightly pulling down, down, and down. I'm going to ask you one more time. Does this look like wet, sandy beach? And if not, just tell me what you think it looks like. What do you think it looks like out there? Just let me know. Right? What do you think? Type it out. We got a waterfall. Okay. All right. Now, what if we did this and we turned all those vertical streaks into horizontal streaks very lightly, so you had that very shiny bead. You can tell the difference between here and here, right? And now we put in our last detail, a little bit of our liquid white, and then I'm going to ask you again, what if it came out like this? Does this look like that wet, sandy-ish, beachy area where you have your sea foam coming out, getting stuck up here, maybe it's sliding back, it goes over this way, right? You know, all these little different things out there. It's never just a perfect thing, right? We can always extend this guy down a little, bring him down over here, right? We can get a little bit more of our brightness on the front edge and do whatever we want to do every time that we go to do it. We can do something different. Look at that. Doesn't that look like wet, sandy beach right there? Don't fib on me. Come on, it does. It do. It do. You know it does. I know it does. Okay, let's get out here. Let's go like this. We're going to tap on over here. We're going to come out. We're going to flick on just a few little bits of spray coming out. Just the smallest thing. You don't need too many. If you have too many, it's going to ruin it for us, right? The water over here is too far away to see too many things. But now we get to do the part of our sandy technique that everybody just loves so much. And I want to ask you a question now, okay? Let me ask you a question. And be honest with me. Don't, just be honest, okay? Does this brown stuff right here look like sand that you would leave and just call it done? Because I'm going to show you how to make it better, okay? But does that look like sand? Yes or no, right? And I'm going to show you how to make it better looking right here. live in front of your very eyes. With a little bit of my odorless mineral spirits, okay? That's the brush cleaner. You can see as soon as we touch it down here, there, see all that wetness right there? Very much turns it into watercolor now, right? Except we know it's just very, very, very runny oils. Okay, so we get a little bit of that very supremely runny mix on the smallest fan brush you've ever seen. All right, we're gonna take it and apply it to the side of our palette scrapey tool. We're going to back away now, and we're going to start flicking. We're going to start dragging the brush through, which will bend the bristles back and launch them forward. Now remember, this painting is available, and you can get it if you go to PaintWithJosh.com. It's right there on my homepage. You could grab it up. It's not just going to look like this. We're going to add some palm trees and different stuff, but I figured while we had so many people here, I might as well show you that sand technique that I'm most known for. Right? People love that. 23 million views on that video. Okay, we're gonna take our odorless mineral spirits and our brown this time. Just some of our dark sienna brown or your Van Dyke brown or whatever. Flick in a couple more little specks. Right? We don't need to cover it. We don't need it completely filled. And just now, there's a little bit of difference in there between the black and the brown, but I'm gonna hit you one more time, okay? One more time with our liquid white. This is about the only time we can use pure liquid white. It's for sandy specks and watery spray, okay? So you tell me after this, does this look like sand? The more we do, right? Okay, cool. Kind of looked better before I speckled it on. What do you think? Answer me in the comments right now, because there's so many people watching, right? Do you think it looked better before? Do you think it looks better now? Or by the time I finish this, I'm gonna ask you again whether or not it looks good. Looks weird. Okay, I feel you. Feel you. Better before, feel you. Now, okay. Watch this. The more we come in here with these little white specks, the more and more and more and more it starts looking like sand. You guys, you cannot deny. Don't lie to me. You cannot deny that with those white specks in there, instant sandy, bink. Love that. Love it. Now, you can add as many little white specks as you want. So you can wipe off your brush and your palette tool. You can come back in here and keep specking it. Keep specking it and keep specking it however many times you want. It's totally up to you and your eyeballs, right? It kind of looks like little seashells or something, right? Still good. Appreciate it. Now it looks better. Exactly, guys. So here's my question to you now. I was thinking about putting some palm trees in, maybe one here, one there. And then they might come down and like come down like they're living back here with us, but just off the beach. Like right there is where I want them to come down. So what do you think? You need a big old palm tree in this guy? Like this with a little curved trunk? Obviously I can't bend these ones too. They're a little bit too rigid. Maybe one back here with a little guy and then one right here a little bit taller. What do you think? Type it out now. I can show you how we can make them. I can show you. Thanks, Angela. Appreciate it. Remember, guys, this one is available in my store. It's PaintWithJosh.com. That's the place you got to go. Right? And then the painting is the very first thing that you'll see on the homepage. Now, obviously, we're doing it live, right? So we haven't had a chance to take a photo of its finished product, but you can see how it's coming out. And then you can decide whether or not you want to wait and let someone else take it away from you, or if you want to get it now, right? This is all I do to earn money. So we're going to mix up our black, crimson, and blue paint right here. Black, crimson, blue, which make a very purplish black, right? You mix blue and crimson, you get purple. You add your black, you get the Paint with Josh black mix that we always talk about. Now we're going to go for some palm trees out here, you guys. And again, using our Paint with Josh brushes. If you don't know me, let me introduce myself. Hi, I never like to stick my big old head in the frame, but hi, I'm Paint with Josh. Trying to stay out of the way. Nice to meet you guys. I've got almost 2 million followers across all of my platforms, and I do free oil painting techniques, videos, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere, guys. So if you're not already following me, give me a follow. You're gonna learn something no matter what. Every time you watch me, you're gonna learn something new. Man, you guys are awesome. Put them on the right side. Maybe we can do one on each side, right? Or maybe two. I mean, you do one and they're all the same. I don't know. For me, right, the water movement is already hitting on this side and not here. So in my mind, this side is already closer than that side is. It's kind of further away. But we can figure it out as we get there. Just just promise me you're not going to leave as soon as I do this first one, okay? Because the second one always is a little bit bigger, looks a little bit better, okay? But just don't go anywhere. We're going to come out here like this. We're going to tap on, turn the brush, tap on, turn the brush, tap on, turn the brush, tap on, okay? Palm tree, yay! No, I'm just kidding. But we're going to not do too many little things as far as this guy in the background. We don't want to have too many details on him. We don't need him to have branches that go out like our next big guy is going to, okay? It just needs to be like a ball of, that's exactly, tell me that's not a palm tree. Tell me right now that thing right there is not a palm tree sitting back here just growing. Just tell me. You can't, because it is, right? Now, let's put some highlights on that guy real quick just to show you what they're gonna look like, okay? Come back. We're gonna grab some of our liquid white. The liquid white is our base coat. It's this very liquidy, wet, watery paint, and it turns these very thick paints into thinner versions of their own self, right? So we're gonna get a little bit of our liquid white on there into our green and our yellow ochre. We're gonna come out here. We're just gonna start tapping on little things, remembering that firstly, this is the far away tree, right? We're not gonna see everything as bright, and we need to have those dark spaces in there, okay? If you get an area that is too bright, just tap over it a little bit more, right? It's almost literally like a mess, seriously, right? You don't need to have too many things. He's not the foreground tree. No one's really gonna be looking at him for any details, okay? Just trust. Now, let's come back over here. Let's grab all that big old pile of paint again. I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think we have enough paint on the brush and in this pile right here in order to make our palm tree? That would be yes, or no, you think we need to make some more. What do you think? Type it out right now. Type it out. Tell me that's not cute over there. He's cute. We can even get some of this brown and come along the edge. Just tapping on a little bit of our texture. Again, this guy is further away. We should not be able to see every piece of his details, right? He is off in the distance. He is not our foreground tree. I'll take a little bit more of that lighter color brown. There we go. There, right? Just a little bit, little touch. Little things out there, guys. Seriously, right? Seriously. First time watching, we got 40% watching for the very first time. That's very cool. Now, for our next palm tree, okay, you need to forget about the palm tree that you have already created. Forget it. He's not there anymore, right? We can't even see him. He's gone. He's not there anymore. All right, we're going to come up here. We're going to make a bigger starting point, like this guy, a little spider, whatever he is, okay? Now, we have to cover over some of this guy. So let's come out here first. Right, roll out this way, make a little thing. From here, we pull harder, less, okay? Follow off the other side. Make him go over here, right? Again, pulling harder, less. Harder in the middle, less on the outside. Kind of looks like the Batmobile, the bat symbol out here. Always give him some sort of bad haircut on the top. They always have a bad haircut on the top, okay? Follow our line again, split, come out here. Longer, less, okay? Same thing, following this guy out that way. So we go longer right here, longer, less, okay? Starting to look like a palm tree yet? We're gonna come down here. We're gonna follow this guy back down. This is where we're gonna cut in front of and not give two shits about that tree in the background. Because if you pay too much attention to that tree in the background, guess what? It's not your foreground tree, right? You're supposed to not pay attention. He's in the background. Now, maybe we'll go one off of this guy right here and go dangling. Look like a palm tree to you? Anywhere that you have any excess space, pop something out. It just makes it cooler looking, fills it in a little bit more, and makes it a lot more nice looking of a tree, to me anyway, just to me. We're gonna take our trunk, come down here, right down through, right? That way it makes it seem like we can't really see where the base of them are. Then we can go back and highlight all of our guys just the same. But isn't that the coolest thing you ever did seen? And if you said yes, that we did have enough paint in the pile, you were correct. If you said yes, we had enough, you were correct. So thank you for playing along. Isn't that the coolest, you guys? Isn't that the coolest? Now we got to go back and we've got to highlight this guy. So in order to do that, we go back to our green. First let me go back to our liquid white. Then we go over here into our green. Grab a little bit of our yellow too, because I never like it to all just be one color. There, that yellow, anytime you add yellow to your green, just makes it more vibrant. Okay, now, Bob Ross used to do it a certain way. He would tap it out like this, and then he would drag it, just like we did before. I don't like that, right? We're gonna come out here like this. We're gonna tap along the top. The paint is very wet on our brush with that liquid white, turns it very wet. Now I'm gonna angle it 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Right? Don't need to have too much green. We're trying to save the under shadowy bits, okay? Same thing, come out on this guy. Tap, 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 tap. Maybe flip our brush over, there we go. Again, 1 out here, 2, 3, 4 back to the center. Okay, again, you don't need too much stinking brightness anywhere on our branches. And look what happens, put it against the white pile. Look what happens to our brush. All the green that's out on the end is gone. It's a dark color now. It's almost impossible to show you, but it's a dark color. See that? That darkness on top of our green. That's no good. So we gotta wipe off our brush. Make sure we get all that stuff out of there. Go back, get a little bit more of our liquid white, because the liquid white helps the thicker paints transfer off of this brush and stick to our tree with ease. Okay? So again, let's come off of this, dude. A couple more little bits, little bits, little bits. You know what we're missing? One giant thing that I love doing is this guy. Just bang, right there. Just hanging off. Just little bits hanging off the other side, the front side. Maybe we can only see a couple little danglers of green on him. And then this one overtakes. Come down, tapping, 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 tapping. Right? Wherever we want it to be, we are allowed to have it be. Out there, over here, over there, tapping it on. Doesn't have to be the same amount of green everywhere. Give them a little bad haircut out the top and you got yourself a wicked palm tree, guys. Seriously, the more that you cover, right, the more you're not going to like it, the more everyone else is not going to like it. You have to leave those dark spaces in there, seriously. Look at it. Oh, it's gorgeous. That is probably one of the best palm trees I've ever done in my existence. Right? Look at this guy. Look at this little guy out there. Oh, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. There, little bad haircut right at the top. Always give them the bad haircut, you guys. They like it. They're palm trees. They like it. We're going to take a little of our darker brown. We're going to go along the back left side of the trunk, not, again, trying to cover all the darkness. I don't want all of that original dark shadow to go away. Otherwise, I would have used a different color when I went to highlight it, right? Or when I went to make it shadow, I would have used something different. Let's Let's type in some of this paint. I don't know what keys we're using, but we're typing in this paint. Just piping it in right there along the edge. So you got your light side, you got your dark side, you got the texture of the trunk, and all that stuff out there, guys. Seriously. The details on the sand is insane. I appreciate you. Thank you. I showed it earlier how to do it, and I will pull videos from this live stream. I don't know if you guys have ever been to my page or seen me. You may only recognize the back of my hand and my black gloves and maybe my lighting and my little panels around the side. But you normally don't see my shining face. So thank you guys all for being here. I very much appreciate you. I know just how easy it is to scroll away and never come back again. So thank you for that back. Come out here. Have you ever seen this, by the way? Have you ever seen, I mean, I'm sure you've seen this before. It's a yardstick, right? Or maybe if you live in Europe, it's a meter-long stick, right? It's a maul stick is what I use it for. You can touch the sides of your canvas anywhere. I can put it right here, like that. Put it right there. Put it on the side. Put it on the bottom. I can do it here. I can do it there. And I'm not touching my actual painting. I'm also creating a bit of distance in between here so I can rest my hand and make very small, minute little details that if I were to try to float them may become difficult, right? Have you ever had that where you're trying to do something and you're like, oh, I don't want to even come up and do this because I'm nervous my pressure will take over and I'll make it too big or whatever, right? So what you do is you get a yardstick, you can put it on your easel, you can put it on the side of your painting, right? Just don't put it flat against the painting. As long as there's some distance in between, like the brush, little magic trick right here, then you won't hurt your painting, right? And we'll come over here and we'll go like this. Just flying through the day. Little birds out there coming in for a landing. These represent myself, my ex-wife, London, and our daughter, Bailey, and they go into every single painting as part of the signature, you guys. So whether it's nighttime, whether it's outer space, daytime, ocean, land, sea, mountains, whatever, you'll see those birds. And if you see them in that orientation, you'll know that it's a Paint with Josh painting. And you'll know just what those birds stand for. Very cool, you guys, very cool. So what are our titles? What do we got for titling out there? You guys keep typing them in, and I'm eventually about to come read them. I swear. It is titled, as of right now, number 1,000, hang on, 1,891. That means we've done 1,891 paintings. How do we spell euphoria? I didn't go to school. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Perfect. This one was painted, you guys, on Friday the 13th. Did you know it was Friday the 13th? 2024, and we're all going to go to PaintWithJosh.com because it's like the best place ever. You got to get over there, especially if you want to grab this painting, right? Got to get over there, you guys. Dig it. 24. Oh, did I say 24, you guys? Hang on. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Did I say 20? I put 25. Okay, but just let me just talk to you real quick because there's lots of people here. So please don't leave. Okay, I want to just ask you a couple questions. Is all. A couple questions. Don't go anywhere. Okay. So yes, I misspoke and said the incorrect date, but it's Murphy's Law. You guys know Murphy's Law. All you guys that are correcting me, you know what I mean. I know 2025. I know. It's dyslexia. It's like I don't have any control over it. But I'm not mad at you guys, right? Do you know Murphy's Law? I'm going to ask you two questions. One is Murphy's Law, which is if it can happen, it will happen, right? If my bags are going to break at some point out of my groceries are going to fall out, if it can happen, it will happen, right? It will. That's Murphy's Law. Okay, I left it the sand, but wow, I love it. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. So anybody out there, I saw one person say yes, they knew Murphy's Law. Do you guys know this other guy, this other law by this guy named Cole? Much more art orientated, right? So if you've never seen it or heard of it, that's okay. I had never heard of this guy named Cole before either, right? Everybody's heard of Murphy's Law, right? I've never heard of this guy Cole before. So if you have not, that's okay, right? You just got to tell me whether or not you know of this guy named Cole who wrote a law. It's very much like Murphy's Law, but it's more art orientated and it's much more obscure. So if you haven't heard of it, please don't feel bad. Just say, no, I don't know what it is, right? Anyone? All right, how do you purchase this? Just go to PaintWithJosh.com, and it's the very first thing you'll see, right? It doesn't look like this because we haven't had a chance to take a photo yet, but it's number 1891. That's this painting that you just named. So if you would like it, it's right there on PaintWithJosh.com, and that it'd be my dream. It'd be my dream if you purchased it. That would be really cool. We very rarely ever get a random selection, and then they go and actually purchase the painting, which is just, that would be awesome. So has anyone out there? Okay, so T&J Towing, no. So Scream Queen, no. AJ Adams, no. Aunt Donna, no. None of you guys. Airy Fairy, no. Fibber. None of you guys have ever heard of Cole's Law before? I thought Cole's Law was more popular. I mean, it's like, I can explain it to you. It's basically cabbage and mayonnaise and carrots, maybe some onions in there. You can get it from KFC or your local grocery store. Like every barbecue I've ever been to had Cole's Law. It's terrible. It's like wet and cold and slimy. It's foul, right? No? Ha! See? Did I get you? Did I get you? Did I just so happen to maybe, did you fall for it? Bruh, did you fall for my Cole's Law bit? Because look, I literally, if you fell for it, you got slawed. You literally got slawed by Paint with Josh. And this is one of my coleslaw shirts. Not coleslaw, Cole's Law. You have to put the space in there. You got slawed. Now, by Cole's Law, by law, right? Cole's Law, you now have to go over to paintwithjosh.com and spend 20 bucks on one of these shirts. You fell for the joke. You sat there. I cast it out the line. I threw the bait out. Right? It hit the water. All you little sharks were like, he said 2024. It's 2025. Nah. You took the bait. I reeled you in slowly, pulled you up onto the deck, and now I'm standing there taking a photo with you, okay? So you owe me for that. Thank you. Thank you so much for that gift. You owe me for that. You fell for my joke. You have to go get the one of two. I have two different designs. This is the Scales of Justice one that says I got slawed, and the other one is like a judge, like slamming a gavel that says Cole's Law. But yeah, you fell for it. If you don't go get it, oh yeah, it was on purpose. I casted out that bait for all you little sharks out there. They were like, wait, did he just say 2024? It's 2025. Hey, Josh, it's 2025. It's 20. Purposeful. Engagement, right? Interaction between the audience. Purposeful. You don't get it. It's okay. It's okay. It's not for everybody. I'll be here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 8 on the East Coast. So mark it down on your calendars. Keep it around. You know me, I always got to finger paint a little bit. Always got to finger paint. Just a little. Okay. You guys, you've been amazing. I love you. And until I see you guys again on the next one, take care. Have the rest of a good day. And blah, blah.